We learned this week of exciting new career prospects for the grievously oppressed and disregarded demographic, that is, cranky middle-aged white guys with podcasts. For we learned that the new Deputy Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation is this guy.
Why does everybody want to fight me all the time? Do I have a punchable face or something?
This guy being specifically host of the Dan Bongino show, Dan Bongino. We learned from a brief survey of his CV that while Bongino has been, in fairness, a New York City police officer and a Secret Service agent, he has no experience at all whatsoever of the organization of which he is now second in command. So on balance, it's reassuring that the ultimate responsibility for the FBI is now in the steady, capable hands of...
We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections.
America. It was fun while it lasted. On which subject we learned more of US President Donald Trump's sane, plausible, and above all extremely normal vision for post-war Gaza, and we learned this from a video the actual President of the United Actual States posted on his own account on his own platform.
Donald is coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here.
We are honestly uncertain whether we can, in all good conscience, recommend that listeners look up the accompanying AI-generated animation of the Mediterranean resort of Trump's fevered imaginings, but we are able to confirm that it includes such vignettes as...
A brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, #1.
Bearded bikini-clad belly dancers, children dancing in showers of banknotes, a grateful urchin flying a gold balloon in the shape of Trump's head, though the balloon possibly contains more, a huge gold statue of Trump and racks of smaller souvenirs of the huge gold statue, a shirtless Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu lounging on deck chairs, and someone who looks very like Elon Musk eating hummus. We are continuing to learn, basically, that satirizing current American politics has become pretty much a matter of merely reciting what actually happens, and sticking with that theme. We learned that it was, again, that glorious time of year at which compilers of whimsical weekly news reviews can put their feet up, while the annual Dingbat Rodeo, which trades as the Conservative Political Action Conference, pretty much writes it all for us.
Oh no.
We learned first of all of the caliber of overseas guest that this forum is able to attract. No less a keynote speaker than Liz Truss.
No, Liz who?
No, doesn't ring any bells.
Elizabeth, maybe? What's your bug's face?
That's showbiz. We learned from the UK's shortest serving and yet not serving nearly shortly enough Prime Minister that she, for one, and very possibly for only, had seen something she'd like to bring back home. Although if we had access to a lifelong taxpayer-funded expense account of up to $115,000 a year on the basis of 7 weeks' service, we'd be a bit circumspect about encouraging ruthless purges of unnecessary state spending. Still, we learned from CPAC of the imminent rescue of possibly the only cohort of people more brutally downtrodden than cranky middle-aged white guys with podcasts, i.e. younger white guys who like to tell jokes and drink beer with their friends. And we learned this from Vice President J.D. Vance, who was totally telling jokes and drinking beer with his very, very many friends, which he definitely has, both before and after making this important intervention.
My message to young men is don't allow this broken culture to send you a message that you're a bad person because you're a man, because you like to tell a joke, because you like to have a beer with your friends.
We shall overcome, Mr. Vice President. We shall. But what we mostly gleaned from CPAC was further insight into the thinking of the person who is increasingly obviously actually running the United States, i.e. hopefully first man on Mars sooner rather than later Elon Musk, and let's hear it if you're old enough to remember when the Republican Party was just furious about the idea of a foreign-born billionaire influencing American politics when they thought it was George Soros. We learned from Musk, as he wore a baseball cap and sunglasses indoors, as serious and sober adults so very often do, that
But you know, it was essentially to buy freedom of expression.
But we learned that Musk may have been distracted, certainly if he gets push alerts on his phone. For we learned that he had caused an email to be sent to hundreds of thousands of federal government employees demanding to know in bullet point form what they did last week. So we learned, or at least very much hope to learn, that whatever Elon Musk has or has not accomplished this week, or indeed does or does not accomplish with his time on this planet, he has surely set an all-time world record for receiving the most emails consisting of the words, "Your mum." For Monocle Radio, I'm Andrew Mullett.